Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more Blood Sword, and I've been looking at these maps. Now, this map is at the beginning of book 4. This map is the new one we have uncovered. And I thought, what of this map? What is important on this map that could be of use to us? We have Crescentium, we have Entasius's Isle. We've got Craft considerably further to the east than I expected. I thought it would be like way up over here to the northwest or something, but that's okay. We also have the Caradian lands almost directly north of Caxos, where the sage studied, across the Caradian Sea. We have the Diorsk Ocean. So I fell to wondering, what clue or secret information could be on this map that would make it of great value, the remarkable treasure that we would get for defeating Typhon, the horse monster. I then went and opened up the map in book 3 to compare. Here we have Outremer, Zahir, the Gulf of Marazid, Outremer, the Gulf of Marazid, Enfidor. Enfidor's like across the border here. So essentially almost everything here is on this map. And I was wondering, what could be on this map that would be a great clue? Will we meet someone who will describe the journey they took from, say, Ellisland through Shorbret, Algandy, Azure Coast, whatever, to get from one place to another? And we can tell from the way the countries are arranged on the map that they're talking out their arse. Then I was struck with a sudden realization. What if the maps in the book are the wrong way round? What if this map here is the one that was supposed to be at the beginning of the book, and this map here is the one that was supposed to be at section 111? Especially given the "you are here" indicator. It would make playing through the Kingdom of Sheol without this map far more tricky if we had not faced Typhon. Right? And if all we had was this overland map to guide us from Crescentium to the island of Entasius. I think this is the map we are supposed to have gained, because that makes it the valuable treasure we have been guided to. This map, not particularly valuable, not something we'd describe as a treasure. Mostly common knowledge stuff. I think the maps are the wrong way round, and I feel I have solved the puzzle. However, if I do have to come back here to check for any particular information, like we get asked a riddle about what is the capital of Ellisland, and we're not going to say Quadrille because that's a completely different country. Also, note Vantary is on here, where Augustus and Tobias come from. So I'm going to presume we have suddenly acquired this map, which we had no particular need for before reaching this location. And that this is the map we had so far all along. In which case it's a map we're fairly familiar with, and now from our current location we can head to the village or the Shrine of Summoning. Now, I'm going to take a bold guess that if we go to the village, we can still go to the shrine. And if we're seeking the dead Cordelia, where would we find her? Well, perhaps the dead in this land have converged upon the village, and many of them dwell there. Oh, she could be in the unburied dead, actually. Wait, she was murdered, wasn't she? She was murdered by enemies of... Oh, was she murdered and cast into the sea? In which case the unburied dead would be the place to find her. Let's go to the village and see what we can find. And I remember that we have a lot of healing to do. So as we head towards this village... Ooh, nice long section. I'm going to try a 2-point healing roll. Because why not fluff the first roll of the session? Hooray! Spend 2 points, get 2 points. Who needs them? Okay, yeah, we will give one of those points to our trickster to get him back on double figures. But we're really going to be wanting some healthier healing rolls in the not too distant future. It has none of the bustle of street smells of a normal village. The inhabitants stand around listlessly or move in straggling groups. Deathly pale, they watch your arrival with haunted eyes. You find the tavern thick with dust. The innkeeper and his patrons seem drained of energy. They do not blink, nor lick their lips, nor sweat, nor breathe. The innkeeper's wife nods without speaking and pushes a flagon of ale towards you. It tastes like pond water. "We see few strangers here," says a man standing at the bar. He has a deep gash across his forehead, but the blood around it is as dry as rust. He sees you looking at it. "An old wound," he says, "but a mortal one." The door swings open and someone else enters. From the way the villagers look at him, you guess that he is also a stranger here. He saunters over to you, eyes glittering under the shade of his wide-brimmed hat. He wears an old, travel-soiled cloak and tunic, and across his shoulder is slung a long staff. A lantern swings from the crook at one end of it. He introduces himself with a formal bow. "I was known by various names, including Algemon Dysphios in life. When I first came to this land, I took the name Ultio. Now I am called the Traveller. I will guide you to Death himself." I wonder if he would have found us had we not made it to the village. I imagine he will. He's a guide and he's been sent to retrieve us, I suspect. You smile non-committally. "Interesting. Why would you do that?" "Because of a debt I incurred in my past life. It is a personal matter which I do not care to go into at this time, though I will explain later. Have you eaten?" He pays across a few tarnished silver coins and points to a table. The innkeeper brings you a loaf of bitter black bread and a pot of lard. Ugh. That's it. Wow. I imagine these are the silver coins that would be placed on the eyelids of Greeks and Romans to pay the ferryman, Chiron, to take them over the Styx into the afterlife, that he is paying with here. Well, meeting the Traveller hasn't forced us to record a code word, so we're not likely to be asked if he is with us yet. Which means we're pretty much guaranteed to be with him for some time, and the game will know when we are and when we're not. And also it means he probably could not have been avoided, unless heading to the Shrine of Summoning would have put us on a completely different path. And I really need to use my inhaler right now. These people, says the traveller, are the shades of those recently dead. They still carry much of the semblance of life, though I dare say you would not mistake them for mortal men. You look around, shuddering slightly as you catch the soulless gaze of the tavern's patrons. Indeed not. The traveller breaks up a crust of black bread, but shows no interest in eating it. They are troubled by the terror that haunts their existence here, for they all transgressed in a minor way against fate and the gods. For they all transgressed in a minor way against fate and the gods when they were alive. They are chastised for it now. There is only one god, you reply curtly. We could ask him what form the village's chastisement takes, or just ignore it. No, we should probably show interest. This is our only chance to learn, and the sage wants to know. He's a man of knowledge after all. I should have made a healing roll for that section, so I shall. 2 points again until I say otherwise. Okay, spend 2 points, get 2 points, keep it the same. And as we're at a new section, once again. 2 points lost. Okay, this is bad. We'll just use the ointment of healing one more time for our brother Kern. $11 points. Excellent. Pops him up to 20, which puts us in good stead for healing the needy. We have 2 in need of health. We have 4, 20, 25 to get back. Yeah, we're going to have to start putting points in. Okay. The Traveller smiles. The Traveller is making me think of Virgil, right? From Virgil's, what do you call it? Journey from heaven, hell, and in between. It's also making me think of the song The Passenger. Just replace the word passenger with traveller. The Traveller smiles. Ah, perhaps you are moved to pity by their fate. Do not be. It is only what they deserve. Several of the villagers have overheard your conversation. Even the foulest tyrant of ancient Silentium would not deserve such horrible a punishment as is meted out to us, says one. Had he cried out in impassioned resentment, you might have thought him alive, but instead he speaks in a hollow moan that chills the blood in your veins. I shouldn't have put so much emotion into it then. Help us, insists another in a voice equally cold. As your guide, I must counsel you to ignore them, says the Traveller. Whatever their fate, and whether you feel it to be just or unjust, we will only imperil the quest for the Sword of Life if we allow others to get involved. If the Traveller is supposed to take us to meet the Angel of Death, why is he helping us? Is he helping us complete our quest, or is he helping us be summoned into the presence of the Angel of Death? Because if that's the only reason he's helping us, he might not be helping us. Why would Death summon us? We are alive and in his land, and yet not fully alive. We're partially dead, but not truly dead. I imagine he might want to keep us here, now that we've entered his realm. Do not eat the pomegranate seeds. Agreeing to help the villagers feels like the heroic thing to do or the foolish thing to do. These are not necessarily the same thing. Do we think the Traveller is leading us astray? No. Do we think he's leading us into a trap? Quite possibly. Could we help the villagers succeed at some task, get some kind of reward, and then continue on our quest. Is that what imperiling the quest is? As in, it just makes it a bit more dangerous for us. And can we even help them? How could we assist them? What would they want? Would they want our life essence to drain it from us so we lie dead upon the floor? Perhaps we can be that light of shining virtue in the darkness. Since this is only a first playthrough and I haven't fallen afoul of too much yet, let's take a gamble and consider trying to aid them in their plight. But no, what is our... How do we deserve this, right? That's very egotistical. This is their punishment in the afterlife. This is what they deserve. Who are we to say otherwise? Well, apparently... The traveller seems amused and faintly exasperated when you insist on lending a hand. You can change nothing, he says with a sigh. Perhaps you subscribe to the view that any act of charity or succour is merely a slap in the face of unrelenting chaos, you reply. However, such cynicism may stem from being a ghost. Living men must struggle on as long as breath is left in their lungs, whether the struggle is futile or not. You turn to the villager. Explain the situation. The innkeeper steps forward. There are beings we call the festering dead, he says. They are cacodemons. They come at intervals and seize one or two of us. Those they bear away are taken to a fate we cannot guess at. I think you know their fate well enough, puts in the traveller. You motion him to silence. The feasters are due here soon, continues the landlord in his monotonous voice. We implore you to stay and destroy them. You know, let's be heroes. Big damned heroes, and damn the traveller for now. I mean, are we talking like auto-kill section here, or just tough fight, or what? The villagers nod unsmiling and drone their thanks. You take up a position by the door and begin preparations for combat. How will the feasters arrive, you ask them. There will be the cry of a screech owl, says one. As you most certainly know, the screech owl is the harbinger of dismay and death. When you hear its cry, make ready, for the feasters will hear it too and come in off the moors to answer to its summons. If we had a lone sage here... Oh, what could a lone sage do that... Right. What could a lone sage do that he could not do with the presence of other heroes? Would he do some kind of prayer that makes him invisible to the monsters, but with the other heroes he can't make them invisible, so the monsters would come and be unable to fight? No. I'm not sure. We do have a trickster, though, so let's see what Remy can come up with. You go out into the street and look around. A screech owl is perched on the roof of the building opposite. Before it can utter a cry, you pick up a stone and fell it with a well-aimed blow. It drops to the street, and you carry it back into the inn. No harbinger, no dismay, you say to the villagers. You fling the owl onto a table. Why not make yourselves an appetizing stew, and if any more screech owls show up, just give them the same treatment. The traveller gets up and fetches his lantern and staff. Ingenious. Now let's be on our way. If you have the code word tabula, which we do because we found the map, we must turn to the appropriate section instead of the other option. I wonder if we have missed something by not fighting the demons. You're on the bank of the river Lethe. If you follow it upstream, you will come to a bridge. Away from the river, your map shows a structure marked as the Shrine of Summoning beside the Pool of Remembrance. Yeah, if we didn't have tabular, we wouldn't have the map, so we wouldn't know what we're doing. Yeah, the maps are the wrong way round, aren't they? The maps are the bloody wrong way round. Okay. And also one for Cthulhu, so we need to find her. Let's go to the Shrine of Summoning then, yeah. Further inland, where the Leafy splits from the Acheron, stands Angvar's Mead Hall. Well, go to the Shrine of Summoning, obviously. Doing this is going to be much harder without the map, and we might not even be allowed to go to the Shrine of Summoning if we can't see it and don't know where it is. We could just be standing at the village, staring blindly in that direction and just not notice it and head off instead along the river. But that means fighting Typhon and facing his mighty mace. Oof. Well, that challenge was greatly rewarded. The shrine comes into view across the moor. It comprises a white marble rotunda with a fluted dome entered by means of a portico surrounded by demon-carved pillars. Beside it is a small lake in which you can see glowing fishes swimming to and fro. This is the Pool of Remembrance, says the traveller, cupping his hand to collect some of the water, then letting it trickle away through his fingers. I have heard a tale that it restores lost memories and is an antidote to the waters of Lethe. We have not drunk the waters of River Lethe. Is it possible we could have accidentally drunk them so far? Maybe if we followed the beach around here instead of climbing the cliff at the start of the game, we might have got into the river and swum up to the village. I'm not sure. But we do have Brother Kern, who is wise, but whoa. And he's wise enough to make a bloody 2-point healing roll before departing from the section. Is he not? Spends 2 points, gets 8 points back. Well, with those remaining 6, I think, since Ariadne is on full health, we'll refund the 2 he spent and then just 2 points for everybody. No. 1 point for Sir Alwyn. 3 points for Remy. And then the other 2, we'll put 1 to Brother Kern. And 1 more to Remy, knocking him up to 14. There we go. Excellent. So, what does the good brother know? According to another account, drinking the water of the Pool of Remembrance causes one to experience again all the trials and ordeals of one's life. If you drank from it now, you would feel all the wounds you have ever suffered all in one instance. The experience would either kill you or drive you mad. However, it is also written, as the traveller just said, that water from the Pool of Remembrance acts as an antidote to the memory-stealing waters of the River Lethe. Can we take some with us? Ooh. We are being asked if Ariadne would like to cast a prediction spell. Before she does, we'll try for a 2-point healing roll. Spend 2 points, get 6 points back. We'll refund the 2 we spent, and with the remaining 4, we'll do 1 to Brother Kern, 1 to Sir Alwyn, and 2 to Remy. I believe Ariadne should absolutely cast that spell in this instant. I mean, it could do both, right? Ooh. The spell enables you to see some of the possible futures that lie ahead of you. Concentrating on an image of yourself drinking the water of the pool, you experience a frightening jolt of pain and madness. Lucky that you tried the prediction spell first then. You focus next on the possibility that you will enter the shrine. The image you see is of the inside of the marble dome where a large copper horn hangs from the center of the roof by a slim thread. The spell fades. And while she's having that vision, I think another 2-point healing roll is in order. You know what? So we go for a 3-point healing roll. Spends 3, gets 3 back. We'll knock one of those off and give it to Remy, taking him up to 17. The restoration is a long and arduous task, and one we shall not shirk from. However, we probably want to go and enter the shrine. So, the traveller either lied to us or does not know. If anyone wishes to drink from the pool, no. If you think it is worth collecting some of the water from the pool to use later on, absolutely. We should collect some of the water. I'm not sure if one will be enough for everybody, or if everyone needs to be carrying some. So 314. Here we go. The traveller agrees that your idea is good. It might be dangerous to drink this water, he says, but who is to say it won't come in useful later? He fills a water bottle from the pool and hands it to you. If any player wants to drink some of this water, so they won't drink all of it, note the number of the entry you are reading at the time and then turn to 496. It is important to note the entry you are reading first because, of course, 496 will not route you back there. You can drink the water at any time except when in combat. There is enough water in the bottle for all players to drink if and when they wish. One player should note it among the items on his or her character sheet. Bottle of water from the pool of remembrance. To drink, turn to 496. That's very long. Who in their right mind? Ariadne, by the look of it. Okay. I was tempted to put the 496 in notes and be like, add a new line, you know, water of remembrance 496, so that I can take reference numbers off the item list. I'm leaving it on for now. Let's get in the shrine. If any of us falls in the river Leafy, we'll be grateful of that water. Oh, we're back here again. Well, we'll have another 2-point healing roll, won't we? Spend 2 points, get 4 points back, give them both to Remy. He's the one with the greatest need right now. We absolutely wish to enter the shrine. Inside, a large copper horn hangs by a long thread from the center of the domed ceiling. You can reach it, but even though the thread seems thin, you find it impossible to break. You will not be able to remove the horn, says the traveller. However, you can use it to summon individuals from anywhere in the land of death, just blowing through the horn while thinking the name of the person you wish to summon. Ooh, yes, we absolutely want to use this. And there might be more than one person we might wish to summon. Ooh. Let's think on that. I could get Scrimey of a Giant. Well, let's have a 2-point healing roll while we think about it. Ooh, 2 more points. Okay, we will give 1 point to Sir Alwyn, 1 point to Remy. After which, I think we're going to start tending to Brother Kern's needs in the not too distant future. We absolutely wish to use the horn. Is it going to give us a list of people, or is it going to say write down the names secretly? If you defeated Cersei and she told you the name of the seer whose ghost Ulysses sought in the afterworld, it would be Tiresias, wouldn't it? That's the blind prophet he goes and sees, isn't it? If not, you can try summoning one or more of the following. Tobias, but he's still alive. Icon the Ungodly. This seems like a really good idea. Any player slain earlier in the adventure before you reach Sheol, which would... Oh, this is Prince Susurian, who is definitely dead in the plot. And he hates us. Why would you bring him back here? Psyche. Psyche isn't dead. At least not by our hand. We have no proof of her death. So if we had somebody die before reaching Sheol, and I would take earlier in the adventure to literally mean earlier in the entire campaign, the entire series, not just in this adventure, then this is when we would probably want to give them the water from the pool of remembrance. Why would we bring Icon here? Does he have the blood sword, or does he not have it? Because it was his ancestors that stole it, wasn't it? If this is how we can recover the sword... Ooh. Once you've summoned everyone you want. Well, let's see now. We can't summon Hunguk the Pirate King because he's still alive. So, from this list, Icon, Cordelia, and Prince Susurian are the three who are dead. Icon and Susurian are sworn enemies of ours, so why would we summon them? Let's summon Cordelia. I mean, I'm just feeling so curious about summoning Icon. The horn gives out a low, mournful note. Even before it has died away, you sense a presence in the dome with you. Turning, you see that a slender young woman has entered softly through the portico. She lingers on the threshold and seems unwilling to speak, but somehow you know that she is Antasius's lost love, Cordelia. The traveller reaches out his hand to her, but she shrinks away. If she has been in Sheol a very long time, she may find the proximity of your vital force somewhat disconcerting, he suggests. Give her time and she will speak. Well, we'll give her some time, and we'll make a 2-point healing roll. Okay, lost those points. That's, given how much healing we've managed to create, that's okay. We will be redirected back to the shrine. We need a list. Notes. Oh. If we do call upon one of our enemies, will they be honor bound to follow us for a while? Or will they immediately turn upon us? Well, now that we're back here again, we'll make another 2-point healing roll, which we will regrettably lose. If we call Prince Susurian, His strength is in summoning foes to defeat us. And now that we are in Death's realm, he may be able to summon incredibly powerful foes, or he may be robbed of that power. If we summon Icon the Ungodly and he kills Cordelia, can we just re-summon her from this section? Oh, now. Prince Sasorian is a talented magician. Icon. You hear that? A-I-K-E-N. Icon? So that implies, actually, that our Coradians pronounce the word icon and his name Icon fairly similar. So they say it's an icon. So that's kind of like a sort of what? West Midlands accent, I think. There's a Ludlow. Hang on, blah. A Brummy accent or over from Ludlow. Is this an icon? No. So icon. So maybe like more northwest or northwest Midlands. Maybe Cheshire or something like that. There are some parts of the country where con would be pronounced kun as well. I wonder if that could be like Geordies. Why, aye man, he's icon. Had to force the icon a little bit there. So maybe not quite Geordie. Interesting. If Coradians are presumed to have a specific regional accent. We're not going to summon Tobias because he's alive. Psyche also is alive. So that would be Circe, who turns men into pigs from Greek mythology, from the Odyssey. When I checked that taking flight from combat and fleeing to the island involved, yes, going down the gangplank and setting foot on land, I discovered it was Circe's island, and that because we had the magic bell, we would be proof against her sorcery. Speaking of which, if Prince Sasorian does try anything, maybe we could use the Iron Bell. The Iron Bell might only be useful against specific kinds of magic, however. I really want to summon Prince Sasorian and Icon the Ungodly, even though these are really bad ideas. However, if Icon's ancestors stole the sword so he could deny it from us, maybe he's holding onto it and clutching it as a belief that he has, but as you know, as his prize that he's denying us. But if our whole quest is to get the sword, and if he has it, and if we leave here without summoning him, then we've totally blown it. Which somehow feels to me that we're supposed to get the sword somewhere else. But if we can get it here earlier, rather than getting it later, that's intriguing as well. I will summon Prince Sasorian because he's quite knowledgeable. And because I'm just like going back one page to do it. I may regret this. Yep. Oh, God, yes. The horn produces a strident note, answered by a sound like thunder across the sky. Footsteps approach the shrine. Standing in the portico is the evil Ta'ashim prince, grinning a grave smile as he raises his hands to fling a spell at you. Roll for his actions each round except for the first and when he is casting an already prepared Mists of Death spell. So he can strike with his sword, cast Servile Enfrawment, cast Mist of Death, or the Vampire spell. He has 80 endurance and the Vampire spell. Bloody hell. So we don't get anything from beating him. Oh, we just gave ourselves a tough fight. Okay, I'd better go make a map then. Well, here we are, and this is a fight we may very well wish to flee. It's worth noting that if you win, his body disappears and you can try summoning someone else, which implies the same will happen if we summon Icon. Yeah. Wait. The Iron Bell, the Blue Orb of Death, 2 blue-eyed jewels, a heart. Wait. Where are we? Whoa, this... Oh, it's the island where we... Right, okay, yep, fine. Cersei's Island. I was like, another place we could use the Iron Bell? I got excited. And this looks like really lovely treasure that we're just not going to get anytime soon, okay? We will find it at some point. There's corpses and a treasure chest. It will... 5,000 gold pieces. That's going to be a ridiculous fight. Okay, speaking of ridiculous fights, here, of course, we have Sasorian. With a fighting prowess of 8, he's moderately dangerous. 4 damage per blow, but... he's going to be spending a lot of time preparing and casting spells, and if he prepares spells he hasn't cast, he'll make things harder on himself. With a starting psychic ability of 10, he will be fairly resistant to psychic spells. And we have a trusty sword thrust spell prepared. I suppose we'd better see how this goes. Prince Sasorian has a lot of endurance, which means Hassan the Assassin really did a good job of finishing him off while we were incinerating the 7-in-1. So, what will he do? He will prepare the Vampire spell. Okay. Takes his psychic ability down to a 9. Now, this cannot take his endurance above its maximum, but that's also his entire turn. Remy. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Oh, I need to change these squares to be just one weight measurement. Yeah, instead of 5 foot. Okay, yeah. Remy, get in there and slice at him. I'm thinking that the Eye of the Tiger would be a very good spell to cast here. Also, incidentally, for every fight in the adventure so far, I've listened to a little piece of music beforehand to help get myself in the mood, a bit of a theme tune, something that might encapsulate the feel of the combat. For this one, it was the theme tune to The Prisoner, classic TV series from the 1960s. I know. It felt very appropriate for calling forth this prisoner of death. What would I do for Icon? Secret Asian Man? Not Secret Agent Man, Secret Asian Man, the parody, which does exist. Funnily enough, when I first heard that song, it was... was it? Was it in... something like... Oh, Austin Powers or something? And I can't remember what it was, but I just thought it was Secret Asian Man because of the fact the bloke who sings it doesn't pronounce the T at the end of the word agent. And this was like shortly after the whole Guantanamo Bay thing, so the lyrics, they've taken away your, they've given you a number and taken away your name, gained a very different meaning to me. But for Icon the Ungodly, it'd be very appropriate. Remy has landed a blow upon Prince Sasorian, the foul monster that he is, who has been banished from every kingdom he ever was a part of. Total outcast. Look, he's got 80 endurance, we need to work through it. Speaking of working through it, Brother Kern, with an awareness of 7, can move 4 squares. I think we need to get everyone in there. There we go. Ignore the diagonal, because I'm just rushing a bit. We've still got 4 squares. We can get there. Bash him with a stick. Is it worth trying to stun him? Potentially, but not really. That is unfortunately not going to land a blow. We should probably put Ariadne first, actually. Sir Alwyn, get in there with that magical axe. Chop him up a bit. That's a hit. Let's see some nice damage. Now, on the plus side, he has no armor. 11 points. Excellent. Takes him down to 62. We shall vanquish this wicked one. And again, there's no experience points for fights. Ariadne, you have a sword thrust spell prepared, which is exactly the same as Sir Alwyn's damage roll. Unfortunately, it does not go off this round. And now we get to Prince Sasorian's turn. And we should probably be singing Welcome to the Danger Zone. If he casts the spell he's prepared, we're in trouble. He attacks with his sword. Excellent. He has 3 targets. 1 for Remy, 2 for Brother Kern, 3 for Sir Alwyn. He goes for someone who's not the healer. Excellent. Not only that, he goes for the Trickster, who is a harder target, but that is a really good attack roll. So, hey, it hits. Ow time. 10 damage. Remy takes it, but wishes he didn't have to. We will be doing some serious healing after this fight. Remy will, I think, attack, then quick thinking defend at the end of the round. Yeah, no, Remy will defend. If we're going to do those kind of shenanigans, we get the Eye of the Tiger going first. Brother Kern, strike him with your staff. For the Lord. Yes, absolutely. 9 points of damage. It's all good. I see 53 endurance points, down from 80. It's only round 2. Let's see if Sir Alwyn can make it even lower. Sadly, no. Ariadne, let's have a 2d6 plus 1, which should be the same as Prince Sasorian's attack roll against Remy was. Hey, spell goes off. I will mark it off the list. Right, 3d6 plus 3. This should be a respectable amount of damage. 10 points, which then means he'll go for the vampire spell and mess someone up probably. But look, 10 points knocks him down to a 43. We are at the half health mark, but we do need to be careful, especially if we're truly going to be considering trying to summon Icon the Ungodly, which does still feel like a dirty trick. And so he's likely to not just walk in and attack us like Prince Sasorian did. He's likely to gloat at our stupidity for summoning him or something similar. Okay, Prince of Wickedness, what do you do next? 5. He tries to cast the vampire spell. Oh no. Well, he prepared it. It makes sense. He should have picked a target. 1d3. 2. Brother Kern, who should now make a psychic ability test. Okay. 8. Bang on. Brother Kern resists the spell, which I believe means no life energy is sucked out of him, which is great. And proves how futile psychic spells can be if resisted. The vampire spell... Oh, complexity level 3. He failed to cast. I completely forgot that spell complexity applies to Prince Sasorian. Oh! And since he randomizes every round, if he doesn't try and cast it next round, the difficulty resets. So he's not going to get increasing... So the more spells he prepares, the harder it's going to be for him to cast anything. And the easier it will be for us to overcome his mental defenses. That rebalances the fight in my mind quite significantly, because he'll be spending most of the time not attacking with his sword and preparing spells or trying to cast spells. Okay, we'll probably have him then. And the vampire spell is like, if resisted. Yeah, so there's no... I think there's like one thing that has like a minor effect if you resist it. This is not it. Okay, Remy, get him. You got a sword, have him. Have some damage, 7 points. Oh yeah, 36. This could be quite dramatic. Brother Kern, strike him with your staff if you would. Be so good. Yes, 9 more points. Okay, 27. Now we're talking. And Sir Alwyn, hack him up with the Axe of Heraclos. Oh yes, double one. Let's see some damage. 10 points. Oh, he is going down. You can now see why he believed his demons would defeat us and that he wouldn't have to. It's because he didn't stand a chance. Ariadne, in case we do summon Icon the Ungodly, we're going to want lots of healing and other stuff. So a Nemesis Bolt, Eye of the Tiger. Let's Ghastly Touch, very dangerous. But you have to be standing next to them. Yeah. That's the one that does damage even if they do resist it. Yeah, let's go for a Nemesis Bolt. Why not? Well, I know why not. It might take 7 rounds to cast. Again. But we need to get used to a feel for how this spell's going to work. Okay. Everyone attacked. He might attack with his sword. He will try and cast the vampire spell again. Let's pick a target. Ooh, Remy, okay. So he is now on 2d6 plus. He has tried to cast the same spell twice, knocking it down to a complexity level 2. Oh, this could be a problem. 8. Yeah, he did that one. Remy, we're going to need you to try and pass a psychic ability roll. You did. Excellent. That's brilliant. Well, try and cut him down then. And I think quick thinking is order of the day. Remy strikes. Remy inflicts 10 points of damage. Prince Azurian has 7 endurance points left and is unlikely to make it to the end of the round in time for Remy to make a quick thinking attack. Brother Kern, if you would be so kind, as this is currently simultaneous, 6 for 6, 1 left, we have a warrior. Did anyone ever play the Wizard and the Warrior series of game books back in the day? You played a wizard and a warrior who were heroes, brothers. They went on all their adventures together. You only played one of them. And it didn't matter which one you played. The other one was useless, and you always ended up doing almost all the heroic stuff. And whenever it came to a difficult test, it was always tossing coins. And it would be like, toss a coin 5 times. Did you get 3 heads? Or did you get 3 tails? And so on, right? It's, you know... or like, toss 3 coins twice. And, you know... It was all coin tossing for that one. Right, anyway, yes, warrior attacks. Magic axe. Let's see some damage. Attacking roll first. Hits. 2d6 plus 2. He's dead, whatever you roll, because he's only got 1 endurance points left. There we go. Excellent. Bosh. We'll clear initiative. But I'm going to keep him on, because I might do... If I summon more foes, I might do a nasty screenshot with lots of enemies here. We'll just pop him over there for now. Right, let's resume formation, and obviously we're healthy enough to use the golden snuff box of Shormiano. So, Sir Alwyn, if you would be so kind. We'll lose 6 endurance points. Wow, that was a really bad sneeze. You might think the heroes are getting rather addicted to snuff. Remy will lose 5 endurance. This is tragic. Okay. Brother Kern will gain 3, taking him up to 20. And Ariadne will gain 4. She's on full already. So now we will use 2 charges from the Ointment of Healing. 1 to rub into Remy's wounds. 4 points. And the second one to do exactly the same thing. I was going to do for someone else, but no. So 14 points of healing to Remy. Takes him up to 19. If we're potentially going up against Icon the Ungodly, we've got 3 people down here. Yeah. Well, let's return to 386 for the shrine. I would rather like to face Icon the Ungodly again. Especially if we face him later, right? Like, if we go to pick up the blood sword and he's waiting there, if we summon him here and defeat him, then obviously he won't be permanently dead or destroyed. But he might not be at the blood sword, he might still be recovering from the fight here, right? Ooh, thinking head. Obviously, seriously injured, not so good thinking head. We can do a 3-point healing roll for Brother Kern here. And lose all 3 points. That is tragic. In which case, 2 uses, 3 uses. Sod it. 1 for each of the men. Sir Alwyn will recover 5 endurance points, taking him back up to 28. A little wasteful, but here we go. Remy will recover 6 endurance points, taking him up to 25. And Brother Kern will recover 8 endurance points, taking him up to his full total of 25. Now, if we are to summon Icon the Ungodly, his sword was doing like 5d6 damage last time. That is incredibly dangerous, potentially, to us. But I really want to do it. Ooh. I mean, look, if summoning Prince Caesarion led straight to a fight, this obviously will. But I think we should. Just to rub his face in it and experience him one more time. Something tells me this will be a fight. There will be the one of him. He will have a good psychic. So, Caesarion, mighty spellcaster. Icon the Ungodly. Oh, this is going to get really... You concentrate on Icon's name and blow the horn. It gives a deep, resounding note which you can well believe might carry to the furthest corner of Sheol. You are tense, waiting for the confrontation with your arch-foe when he appears, but there is no sign of him as the last echo of the horn dies away. Curious, says the traveller. It should force any spirit to come here, no matter where in Sheol it is. That's interesting. Is it because we've been saying his name wrong the whole time? Please tell me that's not the reason. So let's say the Archangel of Death is keeping him somewhere for a very specific purpose, possibly to guard the blood sword. And the Archangel of Death will sort of, when we look upon his face, he'll say, "You've come for the blood sword. I don't want you to get it. I'm not personally going to stop you, but I'm going to let your greatest foe, your arch nemesis, stand in your way. If you can defeat him, you can have it and go. If not, you stay here forever." That's the kind of deal the Archangel might offer. Yeah. We'll try a 3-point healing roll while we're here. Oh. I rolled a d3, not a d6. And we lose those 3 points, of course we do. So Icon does not answer the call. Or is incapable of doing so for some reason. So apart from Tiresias, the Blind Prophet, unless of course this game uses a slightly different name for him, and I'm not going to go guessing, we don't even know about this, we have not had that encounter. Everyone else on the list is still alive, so I feel we should move on. Nobody wishes to drink from the pool. We already have the water. So we will try a 2-point healing roll. And get 8 points back. So we'll first of all... So just 2 points to everyone apart from Ariadne, who's on full. And Brother Kern will... What the fuck? I see. I amended his total health instead of his... So. 2 for Sir Alwyn puts him on full. 2 for Remy puts him on 27. 2 for Brother Kern puts him back on 22. 1 more puts him on 23. And then 1 for Remy puts him on 28. We are now looking fairly respectable. We're ready to move on. Although, looking at the time, I should probably be moving on into the next episode. I should ignore that. We do indeed have the code word tabula, which also gives us the opportunity for a 1-point healing roll. Let's do that. Lost it. Of course we did. It happens. Back down to 22. It's okay, though. Somehow. Allegedly. In theory. Not really, but it is. Here we go. If you've not already done so, you could now visit the place marked on the map as Angvar's Mead Hall. If you've already been there or do not wish to go, or if you have the code word Gialla, no. I think Angvar's Mead Hall sounds like a fine location to visit. Also, potentially a very scary and dangerous one. So let's go there. If we're going to have to find our way out of Death's domain, we don't know what we are going to need to have with us to achieve that, or what allies we may require to have standing by our side. Let's absolutely go there and make a 2-point healing roll along the way. Spend 2 points, get 8 back. Okay. 2 go to Brother Kern. Ariadne's on full, so it's essentially 2 to everyone plus 2 to him, and not 2 to her. So Alwyn's on full, so 2 back to him. 3, 4, 5 to him, puts him on full, which gives us 3 to Remy. Everyone is on full endurance points. Ah, Angvar's Hall, says the traveller when you mention your destination. As a matter of fact, I was going to suggest that we went there before crossing the river. We may be able to get some honey cake there, you see, and honey cake is the favourite fare of the monster Garm, who guards the Gate of Mists. So if we can get some cake... His voice trails off into a chuckle. So if we can get some cake... His voice trails off into a chuckle. Well, take my word for it. It's worth the trip. So, Typhon. I'm not sure about Typhon. Tiresias the Prophet, Circe, Greek mythology. Cacodemons, I'm not sure. I think possibly like Catholic, maybe. Or maybe just made up for a 1980s computer game. I suspect not, actually. There might be something to it. Garm is the hound at the gates of hell who gnaws upon... Well, Garm doesn't gnaw on the bones the same way the dragon does that dwells at the roots of Yggdrasil. But yeah, that's Norse mythology. So we're getting an interesting mixture. Also, let's just tidy this up because we're done with that. There we go. Right. And then for everybody, version reset. There we go. Gone. All right. Yeah, I reckon I'm going to leave this episode here. So I've gone on long enough and should be able to pick it up again next night, probably. I hope you've all enjoyed this one, and I do look forward to seeing you all in the very next episode. I'll say goodbye for now, though, and see you all soon. Cheerio, everyone. Keep up the heroism. The world needs it.